Well, there goes another two. One more pillar down, one pretty useful support character. I mean, would it really be support? I don't know. Back AoE, oh, not AoE. Back use assistant, the weird wild card of the group with his, weird demonic eating stuff. It's unfortunate because we're losing two more characters, but it looks like the series is closing towards that end. Like I speculated, maybe some of the characters won't continue to die off because of writing up the possibility of good old Kokushibo evolving into a level it moves on. I don't understand the point of introducing the whole high level demons evolving into that same kind of like position if she wasn't gonna have any of them do it. I don't know. Maybe there'll be like a series that takes place after the Kimetsu no Yaiba. I don't know. It's just such a weird decision to me because I understood why you would do it initially. Kimetsu no Yaiba got really popular thanks to the anime. It has the potential right now to take #1 spot over One Piece currently. We don't know if it'll happen, but it's fully possible. I think their numbers are really close as of like a month ago or something. I don't know, it's a big obstacle, big hurdle, but they're the series that might do it. Either way, I was like, oh, well, maybe she's going to have someone like Kokushibo end up evolving to a level beyond Muzan, and then they have Muzan get killed, and Kokushibo's like becomes the real final villain. But that's not the case. Because here we have Kokushibo dead, and I mean, really, I think the only other, like, Upper Moon 6? Was she 5 or 6? The chick who does all the portal stuff, manipulates the building with her, I don't know what that instrument's called, but, her instrument. We had Kanrochi try and fight her and kept getting, like, moved around with doors. But, Kokushibo's gone, Doma's gone, Akaza's gone. I mean, really, the one that I've mentioned, like, heavily, that was, like, there was no way that Muzan would be able just to replicate another person like it was Kokushibo, and even more so after we found out Kokushibo, like, further into his backstory, and being the brother of, who seems to be the greatest of the demon slayers had ever had, this unparalleled member of them, the sun breath user. He could help create multiple other breaths, and he just seemed to be unparalleled. Even Muzan couldn't defeat him. But he's, he ended up dying. He died a long time ago, but I'm talking about his brother Kokushibo. He ended up dying, so it's like, well, you're not going to find a warrior like that anytime soon. Like, there's potential with some of the characters that are now, but I don't see any of the Demon Slayers switching sides and being with Muzan. He would pretty much have to force them to, and forcefully turn them into a demon. I don't think he's going to have that chance. But now, we just have Muzan. Muzan's the only one that seems to be left, and it just makes me wonder, like, is she really going to end the series this early? You figured like the success will push it up. I'm not saying like turn it to like 100 chapters, but I don't know. Maybe another like arc or two after this. But it looks to be, closing to that end, because now we have Takedo. I it's pronounced like Tokyo, but I always say Takedo. It's just easy. It was so easy for me to remember his name just based off of that. And he's gone. It looked like Sanemi was gone too, but Genya just straight crumbles away like a demon, which is rough. You had a really nice moment between Sanemi and Genya before those final moments. We had a little bit moment in the afterlife between Takedo, and what's his real name? Muchiro, and his brother is Yoichiro. He ended up meeting him in the afterlife, and his brother was very sad that he died. He's like, you're the one person that I didn't want to end up seeing over here. I couldn't, I didn't want to bear with it. I didn't want to have you ended up dying, and what he saw as a meaningless death, and he's pretty much like, sorry, I'm stuttering real quick. Tell him to stay away, go back. I love it when it's, you fumble over a word and then you try and correct it like 5 times in a row. Nothing works. But he's like telling him how, he's like, you need to go back. You can't come here yet. And you're still, just like, aren't you proud of me? I tried so hard. I did so much. And his brother didn't want him to die because he's like, you're only 14. I didn't want you to die such a like miserable, meaningless death at such a young age. And you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have ended up fighting that guy. You should have ran away. And Takedo's like explaining to him. He's like, you died at 11. So he's giving some brotherly shit like a little bit. He's like, you died at 11, so if we go by numbers, yours is more pathetic. But he's like, originally he was wondering why was he born, but now he knows he was born to be happy. And he mentions all the stuff that he did. And at the time of when he was young, the two brothers and their parents were very happy. They enjoyed life. Then they all died, and he was the only one left. And he just kind of felt empty. But then he's the one. He ended up getting new friends. He ended up finding more of a purpose in life, more to really kind of fill in that void, to keep going. And that just alone made him happy over over the loss that he had, and gave his life some actual, like, I don't want to say meaning. I was gonna go try and go for more of like prosperity almost, but yeah, it ended up giving him something more to really enjoy about existing, and how nothing that he did was meaningless. Like the way he died, he felt that there was a lot of kind of like weight to it, a lot of what he accomplished. But now his brother, he's with them again, and they can. It's unfortunate because it's like, well, now you can be together, but that just means you're both dead. But what will this kind of like lead to them? I don't know if it's been established like reincarnation's a thing in Kimetsu no Yaiba, or are these guys just gonna like hang out in this kind of like cool like leaf land afterlife, be together for the rest of eternity until, I guess, I don't know. I'm wondering because there's no soul stuff in Kimetsu no Yaiba. There's no known like reincarnation or anything, and maybe it's just that kind of like nice ending moment to them, and this is going to be the last time we see anything of them. His character potentially could live, potentially, because he looked like he died, and obviously he talked to his brother in the afterlife, and he was already on death's door, but he didn't get like a straight raw death. Like Genya crumbled away into dust the same way the demons do. Takedo, I'd say, I'm guessing he's dead, but but there's a possibility he's alive. But I mean, like 90% sure that he's dead. But then you get Sanemi talking to not to Takedo, to Genya, and he doesn't want him to die as well. He's having this very very hard to take kind of reaction to it, the fact that his brother's going to die before him. And here's Genya like apologizing, and he was sad because his brother had always been looking out and taking care of him, but he never really got to take care of Sanemi, because that was one of the things he really wanted. He wanted to be able to support his brother as well. And he was able to in the end, but at the same time, at what cost? Now he's fading away, crumbling. And this is it for him. I mean, this is, like I said, there's a possibility that the Takedo is alive. Genya, that dude's dust. That dude, he's completely gone. Oh, sorry. That was my sad cough. But it just looks like he's ready to give up. So he's just ready to kind of like call it quits. He's broken, but that's not the case, because they have one more obstacle to overcome. And Himejima knows it. He knows that all of those sacrifices, defeating all these upper moons, everything that they've pushed for within this whole like big battle, it will be for nothing if they're not able to take on Muzan in the process. They need to kill him for like actual ending to actual have an ending, because otherwise, if Muzan gets away, he could easily just start the process back up. Like it would be hard for him to get another demon like Kokushibo, but he doesn't need another one like him. He can just make much more, a larger scale of upper moons. He could just start spawning more demons. There's the fact that all that they could really do is create a longer spanning amount of like peace and probably less danger with killing off these upper moons. But unless they take on Muzan, eventually it'll all just happen over again. It'd be funny if it'd actually be really funny thinking about it. It's like if they didn't kill Muzan off, and then it's like, oh, when is he gonna start back up? It's like hundreds of years later, and it's like modern day, and then Muzan gets ready to do some stuff, and then you got like people with like missiles and guns and stuff. They just blow him away. No, but they need to take him down here. They can't let the deaths of all these other characters go in vain. They can't let this man walk away and just recreate his entire crew. His squad is dwindled down. I mean, the only person left, like I said, is the one, I don't know her name. I think she's Upper Moon 5 or 6, but she's the one that plays the instrument, and she controls their base, makes all those portals and entryways for them to just kind of go around. But other than that, drop 2 more, and really they've lost many characters at this point. They didn't get to make it out there with like, oh yeah, I'm hurt and I'm gonna retire. It was like, nope, you are dead. You are fated. You pretty much turned to dust. Tokido, again, man, you might live. Maybe this is just a fever dream. I guess that'd be a fever dream. Near-death experience? But I don't think so, man. The author doesn't seem to like to have a lot of characters live past that point of them getting some, big moment. You were lucky to live the first time against the other Upper Moon, and this was Upper Moon 1, and you had already were kind of in this I'm barely alive spot, so he's probably gone. It's rough. Definitely rough. It's unfortunate because I was starting to like his character, and Genya, I always liked, but I wasn't really like attached to him. If this was like, if Sanemi died, honestly, I'd be a little bit sadder because I like his character and kind of the fact he's more of a jerk, but he's kind of like a cool jerk. He's a jerk to people around him, but at the end of the day, he's got like a much better, higher goal to accomplish. So it's like, I can't hate you, but I kind of hate you. And then you have like Himajima, I'm like, whatever. Kanroji, if Kanroji died, it'd be really sad. I like her. I forgot we lost Shinobu too. And then who else have we lost lately? Obviously the Rengoku, but that wasn't lately. Who's left? Like who's really gonna be like in fighting shape? I think Kanroji and I forgot his name, the snake guy. Someone comment below. Tell me what the snake breath guy's name is. But he's fine. Kanroji's fine. Inosuke is pretty much good. Zenitsu is beaten to hell. I don't know how Tanjiro is really going to be able to really kind of like get that final step through, because he's beaten up too. I mean, they could probably stitch him up and fix him somewhat, but it's not like he's in like good fighting chances against Muzan. He's going to have to be like, he's going to have to show up partway in, I think, to the Muzan fight. I don't think he's going to show up when Muzan is fresh. He's going to have to be like, Muzan is damaged, and then he thinks like, okay, now I'm going to get serious, and then, all these other characters show up. I am hoping it's going to be a group final battle against Muzan. I don't want it just to be like, oh, it's just Tanjiro, or just like, Zenitsu, Tanjiro, and Inosuke. I want it to be like pretty much everybody's still alive, so that final group effort. But obviously Tanjiro's going to get the final attack on him. But anyway, comment below. Tell me what you thought about the chapter. I feel bad for anybody who is a fan of Tokido. I know that Genya had a pretty good like amount of people that liked him. I think it's this badass gun that helped him there too. But rip to him, rip to assuming Tokido. I'll say his name like properly as his the final time mentioned him for this video. Other than that, comment below. Tell me what you thought about the chapter. Tell me which characters do you guys think are next? Like, for real, I'm surprised Sanemi didn't go. I thought he was going to die for sure, to be perfectly honest. I figured he would die and Genya would heal and live and kind of, like, become a successor to the Pillar and do his own thing. Other than that, comment below. Tell me what you thought. And I'd really appreciate you thumbs up the video from the like button and the subscribe button. And check out my other videos. But I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed. And thank you all for listening. Bye.